Hello, I am Katie, and this is World Momination Virtuous Women Pajama Party. Now, I just wanted to give a brief intro as to what I'm doing here. Well, what I think I'm doing here, because it's been evolving, and it's just going to be exactly what it is. I started this year with a resolution to become fit. What ended up happening is that I didn't just become fit, I completely transformed. I don't mean just physically. In the transformation of losing all of that weight, I was 188 pounds when I started, and now I'm 135, so whatever that math is. I look like a completely different person, but it's not just that. I am a completely different person mentally and spiritually. All of the things that are needed to really have that dedication and willpower to change yourself, they really change you. And what I've found is that there's so many women that want change. They want to change themselves physically, I think, to start, because it's something that they can really just wrap their heads around, because they can see it very physically. If they're putting the work in, they can see things happening for them. But the more women that contact me and ask for advice, I'm learning the challenge is more up here. And I'm also finding that people are saying things to me like, I wish I had your dedication, or I wish I had your willpower, or I wish I had my something. And my something isn't any different than your something. And this is how I know. So we're all born with special gifts and stuff, and we get that, right? Somebody might have a little bit more than others when it comes to going for the gusto and that sort of thing. And then as we're growing up in life, things are thrown at us that we have to juggle, and we learn how to adapt to the world around us. And of course, we develop certain character traits, and we develop certain talents to get us through life, right? But the thing is that they were developed, they were exercised, they were practiced, and they grew. So no matter how old we are or young we are, if there's something that we want for ourselves, like, I wish I had your willpower, I wish I had your dedication, I wish I had your whatever, we can obtain those things with practice. What we have been diving into here in this accountability group thing. Oh, by the way, what I'm going to do is if you go onto my website, worldmomination.net, you'll see lots of things pertaining to fitness, because that's where my journey started. It started with a very physical journey in the very, very beginning, and it has adapted to some more things because of all of the information that I've been obtaining and all of the questions that have been asked of me, and the challenges that I have been doing in my accountability groups, seeing where the help is really needed. And it is developed to more of a mental help than it has really been a physical help. Of course, I can help with nutrition and diet plans and exercise plans and all of those things. But what we really need to realize is that what we first need to do is fix this, because without overcoming this part is going to be a constant struggle. I'm going to kind of keep this accountability thing that we're doing here, that I'm going to get into in just a second, very specific ways that we can overcome our mind and our habits to transform our destiny and to acquire those things that I talked about before, the willpower, the dedication, the reason behind why and how I was able to transform my entire body, okay? How you can get those things too, how you can exercise those powers so that you can build your willpower muscle, so that you can build your dedication muscle, because it all just is a character trait that is grown inside of me because I practiced it and I exercised it and I grew it. Okay. So in keeping this separate from the fitness stuff, because what I'm realizing is that the people that are into this stuff are not exactly 100% into the fitness stuff, and vice versa. So, you know, when they meld together, and when they don't, they don't. So I'm going to put in these comments on this video the link to the accountability group for this specific exercise that I am going to get into in just a second. And then in that accountability group, I'll create a new list so I can send you guys emails when new stuff comes out, and then different activities that I'm going to be doing pertaining to this specific thing. And here it goes. Okay, so now this is like week 6 or 7. I don't even really know, to tell you the truth. So something put on my heart to do, to share with people, because I know that if I want to influence people like I truly want to, I need to be completely transparent. I need people to trust me. And I feel the only way for people to trust me is for me to be completely honest with them. And the way that I'm doing this is sharing with you specific tasks that I have come to do that have changed my destiny by transforming my character. And just briefly, just the backstory of all of this. In 2012, I was in a serious depression. You can check my YouTube channel out and I'll tell you all about that whole instance. It was bad and I needed to get out of it. And the way that I get out of it was applying these principles. And what it is applying the parable where your thoughts control your words, which then control your actions, which then create your habits, which then define your character, which then will change your overall destiny. We've all heard that said many different ways, and of course I always have to apply things biblically, so I looked up all the different times that it said the word thoughts in my Bible, and you know that every single one, well, I can't say every single one, but the majority of times where it mentions thoughts, it also mentions your words and your actions. How cool is that? So I'm going to say it one more time. Our thoughts define our words. So if we're thinking about it a real lot, then we're talking about it a real lot. You know those friends. You know those friends, you're like, oh my God, can you shut up about that already? But they just can't get over it, right? They just can't get over it, so they just keep talking about it, and it's like, oh, I don't even want to hang out with them anymore, right? Yeah, okay. I know that I was one of them once. So your thoughts control your words, and then your words then control your actions. And the actions that you do consistently every day define your habits. Your habits create your character, who you are, your character flaws and your character perks, like the ones I was explaining before, the willpower, the perseverance, the determination, the things that people said, oh, I wish I had this of you. It's a character trait in me because I grew it through actions, which I became habits. Got it? Okay, and then those habits that determine your character traits, that willpower, all of that, then can change your overall destiny. Let's talk about the things that we do every day. Let's talk about the habits. In the fitness world, the habits are what will transform you. In the fitness world, the habits, the things you do consistently every day, which are nutritional habits and exercise habits that you do every single day, you will see the physical result on your body. You don't have to believe in it for it to work. When you perform those actions, even if you don't believe in it, the science of it is that if you eat properly and exercise, you're going to lose weight, because that's the science of it. Now, the science of creating a habit is this. Of course, it's a little bit different for every person, but the overall basis of this is in 30 days of doing something consistently, you will see a difference in yourself. In 60 days of doing something consistently, the people closest to you will see a difference in you. In 90 days of doing something consistently, you will see a complete transformation. From the world can see the difference in you. Now, again, I'm applying it physically. In the body transformation challenge, it's a 12-week challenge. The reason that you need to stick to something for 12 weeks is because of this science that I just explained to you. It takes 12 weeks for the world to see the difference. It takes 30 days for even you to see the difference. It takes 60 days for the people around you to even notice that you're doing anything different. You must stick to something for a complete 12 weeks to feel a complete transformation. And this is part of the reason why as well. We all have walls that we build, right? We have these walls that are built throughout our lifetime that we don't even know are there. And in certain circumstances and instances, they can make us feel uncomfortable with a movement or an action or a thought or a habit or something that we're trying to change, because as we grew up, we built these walls for self-preservation and for reasons of, just to survive throughout your life. And everybody's environmental factors are all going to be different, so everybody's walls are going to be different. Now, if you don't apply this scientific principle of sticking to something for 90 days, you will never know if you have broken past a wall or if you just hit the wall and got uncomfortable. You can hit the wall, get uncomfortable, and say, oh, this isn't for me, and then start all over. And now you will be in a perpetual loop of starting over until you get uncomfortable, and then you start over again. Sticking to something for an entire 12 weeks will guarantee you breakthrough of that wall. Now, this is what I'm proposing. Actually, it's what I've been doing. Today's day 30 for me. Bravo. And this was the habit that I've chosen. The girls that are in this group that have been participating with me for the past few weeks have chosen a habit, something that they know in themselves that they would like to change. And I gave a bunch of, instances so people could try to pinpoint their habit or their character flaw or whatever they perceive their character flaw to be, to better themselves. And I don't mean just physically. So if you wanted to look at my YouTube channels before, I talk about those things too. Today's day 30 for me, and I have been meditating. The way I looked at it was this. If it starts with your thoughts, which then become your words, which then become your actions, which then develop your habits, which then develop your character, which will determine your overall destiny, I wanted to start with the very top of the pyramid with my thoughts. I researched ways to control your thoughts. The bottom line in controlling your thoughts is pretty much meditation. And what meditation is, being in this moment, not freaking out about a past moment or freaking out about a future moment, but being in this very moment at this very time, making the most out of this very moment. And this is how it has helped me. This is day 30 for me, and I am completely seeing a difference in myself. Remember, 30 days you see a difference in yourself, 60 days your friends see a difference, 90 days the world sees a difference. But on day 30, I'm gonna tell you how meditating 5 to 10 minutes every single day, I've missed 5 times in this 30 days. I didn't let that push me into a regression. I just picked up the next day where I left off, okay? So meditation, what it has done for me in this past 30 days, you feel free to choose whatever habit you want to. And again, we're sticking to it for 90 days, and I'm explaining to you my habit of meditation, because first I control our thoughts, words, actions, habits, character, destiny, okay? So in controlling my thoughts, in performing the meditations, what it has done is allowed me to actually feel the feeling. So if I'm being approached in a certain way and my reaction is not a defensive reaction right off the bat, I'm actually feeling the genuine feeling, the root of the feeling. Because let me give you an example. So I'm sitting on my couch, and my boyfriend is sitting on the recliner. We're going to a concert. This was last Saturday. We're going to the concert on Saturday. He's not into the music that I'm into, but I really wanted to go, and I asked him if he wanted to go because we're trying to do more things together, right? And, all sarcastically, he's like, he was like, what's this music like? So I played him one of the songs, and, his sarcastic nature was like, oh yeah, cool, sounds great. And I was like, it's going to be so much fun. And I'm just really excited. It's going to be a great time. And while I'm sitting there, he's got a football game on the television, a newspaper out, sitting with his feet up in the recliner, and I'm working, I'm on my laptop, I start singing, genuinely singing, one of the songs that this group sings. And I'm into it. And I'm actually like, feeling like this is going to be a great time. And he looks at me and he says, "Are you serious?" He was not being sarcastic. He made me feel this big. Like, think about that. I'm sitting there singing. Like, I'm singing. And he's complaining to me with his newspaper open and the TV on. Like, am I serious? Are you serious? I wanted to get defensive. But what the meditation has done for me is allowed me to really be in that moment. And what I realized is that I wasn't mad at him. I was hurt. And in reacting hurt towards what he said to me, took that entire conversation into a place where there was no fighting. There was just me genuinely saying, "Wow, you just made me feel really stupid. I was just singing and I feel like I was just being myself and you made fun of me." So my normal self would have been like, "Are you serious? Am I serious? Are you serious? You know what? Nah, nah, nah." That's what I would have done. And honestly, it's probably what he deserved. But would it have been life-changing? No. It would have been the same old argument, time and time again, in a perpetual loop, where I hit that wall, right? That wall of, I need to be defensive for my feelings. I need to be defensive for feeling hurt. That ego, because that's a wall that I built throughout my lifetime, that I need to defend myself. I need to be defensive. And in the meditation and being in taking the time to control my thoughts, I was able to act in a more demure way and in a more genuine way. Okay, so that's just one of the examples of me seeing how this has changed me. There's many more, but that's just one very specific thing where I totally see that I have built that wall. And it's something that people have been telling me for my whole life, that I'm defensive. And I always would be defensive about that. Well, the reason why I'm defensive is this, and I don't need to be. And I'm finally, in my 36 years, realizing that. And it's because of this habit that I'm creating. Ready? The 30 days, right? It's creating the habit. 60 days, your friends will see the difference. 90 days, the world will see a difference. In this habit that I'm creating on day 30, that I am recognizing that wall of defensiveness that I have built up. Now that I have recognized it, tell me that this isn't going to change my destiny. If I continue on this behavior of meditation where I can control my thoughts so I can be in the actual moment and feel the actual feeling, it's an awareness that I would have never experienced had I not committed to making this habit, had I not committed to getting my mind right. Okay? So you choose your habit. You choose whatever habit you would like to choose, and I would like to help hold you accountable. Now, on this day 30, I'm ready to implement another one. I've got this 5 to 10 minutes down. I've got it down. I'm good. Like it's like nothing. In the very, very beginning, I'll have to admit, in the first week, it was hard for me to even find the time, and I'm past it now. So I'm on day 30 and I'm implementing something else. You can feel free to start your journey right now on day 1. If you are already into it for a couple weeks, because I know that I have a couple people in here that are actually into their habit form for a couple weeks, you can just continue on your roll and keep posting in the accountability group so that we can talk to each other and realize that we're not alone in these things. We can be transparent, we can be vulnerable, and we don't have to be afraid to be ourselves. And I'm going to implement something else. I would like to do a positive affirmation. Because when, if we're starting at the top of the chain where our thoughts become our words, become our actions, become our habits, create our character, and then define our destiny, I'm working on the thoughts right now, right? So the next thing down would be our words. If our thoughts become our words, I would like to choose a positive affirmation. I'm not really 100% sure what I want that to be yet. I think that I fully would love to see what God can do through me, because I feel like if I'm here for a purpose, I was made with a purpose. There is a grand purpose, a grand scheme. I don't want to have to keep trying to guess to figure out what that is anymore. I would really just like to surrender and say, I want to see what you can do through me. You created me. Show me what you can do, buddy. Here I am. So I think that might be it. I'm not 100% sure. We'll talk about it more next week. And I'm also going to implement a physical habit of drinking more water. I'm getting that simple. It's that simple. I've had a headache for like the past 3 days. And I preach to people all the time about the importance of drinking water and exercise, because you need it to get your proteins to align properly. And there's just so many reasons why water is just fantastic. And I know that that will ultimately change my destiny, because if you get enough water, your organs are functioning properly. Your skin is more beautiful. I'll be more regular in the mornings. So if you're healthier, of course, that is also changing your destiny. So in that simple habit of getting enough water, it's going to work too. So here I am, day 30 with meditation. I explained to you how that is helping me. I'm excited to see where else it takes me, because if I've knocked down a wall that I've built for the past 36 years in just 30 days, I'm super excited to see what will happen in the 60 and the 90 days. World Momination is just about the domination of the world, one mom at a time. I don't care if I'm here for one person. I don't care if what I'm saying is only helping one person. As long as I can inspire one mom at a time. Future mom, if you had your period, you're in, baby. You're in. If you're able to have children, if you're not able to have children, if you're a woman, if you have a vagina, you're in. Okay? It's not just about moms. It's about us all. It's about womanhood. It's about us all helping each other. No more of this catty bullcrap. It's ridiculous. We're supposed to be there for each other, and we're not alone. We all suffer from the same things in different versions. And I know that if we apply these principles of controlling our thoughts and having that trickle down effect of all of those other things to ultimately change our destiny, we can. And I won't have people saying to me, I wish I had your willpower. I wish I had your dedication. I wish I had your perseverance, because I told you those are all characters. Those are all character traits in me that I have practiced by habit and action and thought, and just telling people that I'm awesome and you can do it too. And I know that we can do it together. If you feel that you're lazy, we can change that. If you feel that you're depressed, we can change that. That can be changed. Okay, so recap. Thoughts become your words, become your actions, create your habits, create your character, define your destiny. If you change any of those things before destiny, you can ultimately change your destiny. If you feel that you are destined to be alone for the rest of your life, we can change that. If you feel that you are destined for anything that you do not want to be destined for, we can change it, and we will change it, and we will do it in accountability group. We'll do it together. And that's it. I'm signing off. In the comments of this video, I'm going to put the accountability group link. Hop on the accountability group and let me know what habit it is that you've chosen. I suggest meditation. Start at the top of the pyramid because it just makes sense to me. But you can obviously choose whatever it is that you would like, and I would like for us just to be there for each other. And if you want to talk about fitness, I can totally do that too. If you want to talk about how you can transform your body, I can help you with that as well. So that's it. Okay, so join the accountability group, get on my list. I'll put everything in these comments, and I love you all. And if you enjoyed this, then, you know, tell your friends next week and come have a beer with me. Let me know what you guys are doing, all right? Peace and love. Catch you on the fit side.